Welcome back. Live look at the White House, where the coronavirus task force is set to hold a briefing moments from now, and we'll take you there once it starts. In the meantime, lawmakers say they're a lot closer to a deal on a $2 trillion aid package after Democrats blocked the bill 2 days in a row. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are now optimistic about working with Republicans, but only after being exposed. President Trump calling out the Democrats for pushing elements of the Green New Deal in the negotiations.
We almost had a deal the day before, and it was between Schumer and Mitch, and it was really a good, solid deal. All of a sudden, they start throwing all of the little Green New Deal stuff in, right? And the boardrooms, what they look like, and we want green energy. We want all this stuff. Let's stop drilling oil. They had things in there that were terrible, windmills all over the place, and all sorts of credits for windmills that kill the birds and ruin the real estate, right? A lot of problems. I mean, a lot of problems. And I said, I'm not signing this deal.
And even though Nancy Pelosi's own bill is filled with wind and solar tax credits, $35 million for the Kennedy Center and corporate board diversity standards, the Speaker claims that's not the case.
It's not a bill I would have written in terms of some things that relate to family medical leave, that relate to worker protections, that ruling on worker protections, but that can be done administratively. We can find other ways. Not enough money for elections, et cetera, at this time. Everything we're suggesting just relates to COVID-19. It's not about making law for the future.
Katie, takes a lot of you-know-what to try to shoehorn some of this stuff in there. I mean, did they think that no one was going to find out? What do you think the strategy was? Katie.
Oh, sorry, Jesse. There was a break in your microphone. I think the strategy was that Nancy Pelosi saw an opportunity to walk all over Chuck Schumer in the Senate and say, we're going to push a lot of these unrelated pork projects into this bill because no one's going to question us on it because it's an emergency. Well, it's a good thing Republicans are paying attention because $35 million to the Kennedy Center is an affront to taxpayers everywhere. Americans are losing their jobs and they want to take hard-earned money from them and give it to the Kennedy Center when they could be doing private fundraisers to make up the difference if they're losing money. The other issue here that is alarming is the pushing through of the federalizing of our elections with the ballot harvesting, the long-term effects of the early voting they wanted to push through on this. I mean, Nancy Pelosi has seen an opportunity here, and Chuck Schumer, who said Sunday that everything was going along just fine, let her walk in, walk all over him, and blew up the whole system on behalf of Democrats seeking power rather than working on something that will help everybody, regardless of whether they're a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah, Juan, Dana made that point the other day. Everything was going swimmingly until Nancy showed up and made Chuck kind of cater to her every whim at the last second. It rocked the markets. Do you think Chuck saw that coming, or was he taken by surprise?
I think this whole description that we're going through right now is a caricature. I think what's going on is Democrats are out about protecting America's workers. And I think the sticking point has been that there was money being set aside for corporations to make sure, the big corporations, to make sure they didn't go under, but that the Democrats wanted transparency and accountability for that money. They didn't want those big corporations to simply get locked into buybacks and executive pay raises. They want to make sure those companies are protecting and keeping workers during this time period. And I think that's what we saw now from the Democrats.
But what does that have to do with the Green New Deal,
the
Juan?
workers. Listen, a lot, it does. That's why I say, I think with the way we've presented it this evening is a caricature of what's really going on. You have people saying,
I didn't notice
you know what,
that.
we have.
It's in the bill.
I think so. I think the president is quick to say he can put Democrats at his disadvantage and making it seem as if they're involved in some kind of power grab or self-promotion of some wild agenda. But you go back and you look at TARP, you know, the Troubled Asset Relief Program from 2008, and you'll see similar protections are in there. And again, so many Americans felt The big business is too big to fail. They got the money, but the average person, and Jesse, you and I agreed on this yesterday.
Yeah, we do. We still do.
We've got to put more money into the average person's pocket so they can go out and spend.
I just don't know if that's
what the
Nancy was
Democrats have done
sailing
is,
in to do. I thought it was something else she was trying to do.
Absolutely.
Greg,
look at the reality, Jesse. The reality is that you see
I
more
wanna move
money
it along,
now
though, Juan.
for unemployment relief.
I do,
4
and
weeks
that's
for
good, Juan.
unemployment versus 3 weeks.
I gotcha. Greg, what are your thoughts on this whole relief package?
I'll tell you what, I think that the only way you can fight a virus is through diversity. So I'm really happy that that's a priority. Look, we are all making sacrifices. I said this before, but what's depressing is the very same people are up to the very same tricks, even when times are urgent and ugly. Like, I can get it with the normal stuff. When you're doing a normal budget, sneak all the stuff in that you can so you get reelected. But that's not this time. And what's doubly depressing is that we really honestly don't know who's doing it. I mean, we could say, Nancy flew in and said, stop it! But she probably did not write this stuff, right? She didn't do it. Chuck didn't do it. They would have just been happy to sign the damn thing and go back and have a glass of wine. So no one knows who's ever screwing this crap up. It's not all Democrats and it's not all Republicans. Who are the people that are making this so complicated? And where is the media? That's a great story. Rather than screwing up every other story about the virus, why don't you try to find out who the people are who are mucking this up? And then we can fire those creeps.
That's probably the lobbyists, but what do I know? Dana, it would be like if Republicans tried to jimmy in, like, defunding Planned Parenthood into the relief package. Like, if that happened, the media would go wild. Go wild.
And believe me, the media would find that one. That would not be a problem. That would not be hard for them to find. The $35 million for the Kennedy Center is the new bridge to nowhere.
Yeah.
Remember that from way back when? It was like throwing that little thing in, and everyone's like, how can this happen? Why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense. I'm all for the arts, but this is not the time or the place. And if Nancy Pelosi thinks that this wasn't something that she wanted in there, then she's got to police her troops a little bit better because they look really bad. I think the Democrats came, once again, you think about the Schumer shutdown.
Yeah.
Every time they want to fight against the president, they end up with egg on their face.
Maybe, she's fighting for the workers, Dana, just the workers at the Kennedy Center. That's who she cares
Nancy
about.
Pelosi can write a check to the Kennedy Center. She has enough money to do it.
And the post office. Don't forget about the post office. All right.